I think I found the missing link of Echo the Dolphin and Metal Slug on the Sega Dreamcast. And also, Nintendo has put out a game that's full of fun mini-game adventures that really quenches the thirst of my ADD. This and more with Play and Tell. So welcome back, guys, to another episode of Play and Tell. I'm your host, Xander Skullion, where I talk about games I've been playing and leave little short reviews and mini impressions. And most importantly, when you walk away, you have something new to play. So the first game I want to talk about is a game that came out of nowhere. I remember vaguely the initial announcement, but I did not realize the release date was so close. As a matter of fact, I remember just going on social media and all my friends were picking up the game and I'm like, I need to go check this out. Guys, Warioware, get it together. Now let me tell you guys, I have been a huge fan of Warioware for many years. As a matter of fact, the first Nintendo DS game I bought was Warioware Touch, and I was hooked ever since. What I like about Warioware, and what I like about Warioware Get It Together, is it's over 200 micro mini games. They're just very fast paced, they're very snappy. And what makes this game very unique compared to the others is playing as the other characters. I love going through the story mode. You know, Wario successfully made a video game that's got all these glitches that are trying to clean up. And each character has their own unique ability that goes with different mini games. So this has been a very surprisingly satisfying title that I got for the Nintendo Switch. I was like, man, this is good. This is good stuff. If you're like me and you have ADD, I feel like this is a really good game to play because it's something quick, something snappy. You get your gaming fix, get it together, and check out Warioware.
Find the light.
My specialty, bow time.
Get moving.
Yeah. Pew. Yeah. Pew. Yay. In tune.
Now, I was late night Amazon shopping, and I bought two games that surprisingly were both by Taito. I was like, man, I must have been in a Taito mood that night. But I got a copy of Darius Burst Another Chronicles EX Plus. Yes, I had to read the spine because that's a mouthful. But this has been such a fun game. You guys know, if you've been following me on social media the last couple of weeks, I've been in such a shmup mood. And this is definitely scratching that itch. The Switch has become such a great console for that genre. If you're really into shmups or you're wanting to get into it, I would actually recommend this version of Darius because unlike R-Type Final 2, this is a little more on the simpler side. It's not as hard, but it's definitely got some difficulty to it, and it's been so much fun, so much fun. And I love the fact that they kind of take advantage of your television screen, like the old Darius days where it had the widescreen monitor, and they really took advantage of it with that. That was a nice little tidbit in there. And speaking of wide screens, there was this arcade back in the day, Ninja Warriors, that had the widescreen like Darius that I absolutely love. I bought it a couple of years back on the Nintendo Switch, and it's a game that I still go back to. I love Daddy Mulk. That's probably one of my favorite video game songs of all time, but I decided to pick up the sequel, The Ninja Saviors: Return of the Warriors. Now this was originally on the Super Nintendo, and you know, I remember playing it very briefly on the Pi. I never played it on original hardware, but to have a physical copy of it on the Switch, I definitely had to jump on it because if I'm not mistaken, I believe the physical was getting hard to come by because it was at one point a strictly limited release. Now it looks like another publisher got it and we can get it for like 30 bucks on Amazon with Prime. It's awesome. But going to the game itself, It's your stereotypical 2D, you know, beat 'em up. What makes this very unique compared to the first one is you have other characters you can play as. That really adds a certain flavor to the palette of this game. But one of the things I will kind of complain about this game is it's a very slow pace beat 'em up. There was a lot of times I found myself just jumping around trying to keep the momentum going. Where I feel like the original Ninja Warriors, even though it was more of a conveyor belt kind of beat 'em up, it was a lot more satisfying and faster paced than the sequel here. And by all means, the sequel is not bad. It's definitely worth the $30 on Amazon. I definitely highly recommend it. But I'm a little spoiled because we've had so many great beat 'em ups come out lately. I'm a little spoiled. So, is this a great game? Absolutely. Definitely check it out. For the price, $30, physical, a piece of gaming history, and it has a really nice like inside sleeve as well, which is really, really cool. Definitely check it out. Now, I was talking about my love for shmups lately, and matter of fact, I'm actually going to be making a top 10 shmups on various consoles. I'm trying to do a series on that because I realize that I love more than just 10 shmups at a time. But I went ahead and got myself an arcade stick. Now, I had an arcade stick that I used for years, and it was the Mad Catz Street Fighter 4. You could use it on the Xbox 360, and I would mainly use it on PC for main. And it did the job. It's still a great arcade stick. I love it. But this one right here can be used on everything. So I use it on the Switch, I use it on NVIDIA Shield, I use it on my PC, I use it on my Raspberry Pi, PS3, PS4, bada bing, bada boom, it's all there. And this stick was actually only $40 on Amazon. It was a very cheap stick, which kind of made me apprehensive, but I'm actually very satisfied with what I bought because I'll be honest, the stick, I actually like the stick better than the Mad Catz. The buttons, you know, the buttons are really nice and clicky. You got micros, there's nothing setting up with this. You just plug it in, whatever console you want to play, you're good to go. You might have to remap some buttons, but that's about it. My only gripe about this is it's got suction cups on the bottom, which is good, but if you're like me and you have a glass entertainment center, don't rest it on that entertainment center. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to get off. Now, I got this new arcade stick. What was the first game I wanted to play? I wanted to celebrate the 22nd anniversary of the Sega Dreamcast, one of my favorite consoles of all time. So I decided I wanted to play a Dreamcast game, and I decided to play something a little unique. I played a game called Dolphin Blue. Now, Dolphin Blue was released in 2003 by Sammy and Arcades Only. Well, some folks in the homebrew scene seemed to get together and made a port on the Sega Dreamcast. And let me tell you, this is the definition of a hidden gem. This is a game that not many people have played, but if that small percentage of people play this game, they would absolutely love it. It's like Metal Slug meets Echo the Dolphin. Okay, when you first start out the game and you're playing in like that stereotypical run and gun, it feels kind of basic. You're like, okay, it looks nice. It's got a nice little soundtrack, but it's nothing too special until that guy jumps off the dock and gets on that freaking dolphin. Then the game soars into awesomeness because you're just going through on your dolphin, blasting away bad guys, using your dolphin as a projectile missile to take down water tanks. That's love. That is love right there. I absolutely enjoy this game. Now, unfortunately, it's not a long game. You can beat it in about 43 minutes, but man, you want to go back in time and play something a little new, celebrating the good old-fashioned days of Sega Dreamcast, Dolphin Blue is where to go. And have you been playing a game that you've really been wanting to share and you wanted to just really tell people all about it and really gush about it like we do here on Play and Tell? Well, you can actually join our new segment called Play and Share. Send a video or audio file at least 1 minute long to xsgamingpodcast@gmail.com and be featured on a future episode. But anyway, guys, those are some games I've been playing. What have you been playing? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts and opinions on some of the titles that I mentioned. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, but also hit that bell so you're notified on all future videos that come out on this channel. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.